I got you on tape doing that.
That's good. Ha, 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 ha. Ha.
See, I heard you. Oh no, it's broken and we've got to fix it. Another one broken. Good opportunity to let's talk about how we're going to do this. This is Jim McCleary, McGolf Custom Clubs, and we're in the McGolf shop today, and we are going to talk about taking this guy out here. This is a steel shaft and it's in an iron. It doesn't matter which one because they're pretty much going to be all the same in the removal technique. And we got to get this out so we can reinstall it so the guy can go play golf. So how do we really want to do this, right? This is the important part. Well, just like anything in a normal shaft removal, we've got to heat up this particular area. Now, the thing on this particular issue is that the beauty of this one is it will tell you when it's ready when the inside, right inside here, hopefully you can see it, right in here there's a lot of glue. And that glue will pop when it's ready and it says, hey, I'm heated up. Now the real trick is how do we get it out? Now what I used for years were easy outs, all right, and basically a monster easy out like this, and where'd it go? Oh, here we go. And a smaller one for the smaller ones looks like this. Now, for all you mechanics out there, easy outs were basically used to take out bolts that had been sheared off. You would drill holes into them, and then this would basically, as you were tightening it, right, or loosening it actually, I'm sorry, as you were loosening it, this way you would tighten into that hole and grab it and then turn the bolt and then you would pull it out. It is like one of the world's worst things to have to do as a mechanic, but it's a necessity, and that's where I learned that one from. And so this is what I used them for years, right? Until I saw this. And this is the smaller one. And I saw this guy. And this is a broken shaft puller from Golfworks. And what it is, it's made up of 3 pieces. The sleeve, the nut that's always on here, and then this specially milled piece. And if you look here, this is nothing more than basically a thread cutter, all right, in a way of kind of easy out. But if you had a receiver, let's just say this was threaded on the inside and it was the right size, you would use this and it would cut thread in order to be able to get it. Well, what this does now is it grabs. So what you would do is you would heat this area up, shove that in there, you would turn this until it would grab, and when you got a good firm hole handle on it, you would turn the nut and then it would tin and pull it out, okay? And that works if you're if the sleeve can go over the shaft, which in most cases it does. But what I've found is I just like getting it in there nice and hot and it pulls it out. There are 2 sizes of those things. That was a small one. This is the bigger one. You notice how it barely fits in there. And that's probably what we're going to use this time. Okay. We might start with the other one so we can show you the original version of it. Now, with these guys, for the guys we would use this as a tool to hold on to it. Now, where does this come from? This is from using easy outs and cutters and applications. And basically, you work on the corners instead of the flats, and you get something like that. And then what you do is you just basically turn it, okay? The other one, you just use a crescent wrench when you get on the end of it. So I'm going to try and do this. I'm going to move you over to the bench and just look down because it's really hard to work up here. Hold on a minute. All right, so this is going to be this is about just as difficult as ever because I'm wanting to hear the camera's right here in order to get it out, but we'll get her figured out. So we have everything that we need. You probably want some gloves on this one, but I'm going to try and stay away from the heat. Again, we're going to hit this thing for about a minute just so we're looking for the pop. Okay, we're looking for the pop on this. Oh, did you hear that? There it was. And you see the extra smoke now starting to come out. I'm going to give it a little bit more heat just so we can have a little easier time with it. There we go. So now we know we got it pretty hot. You see all the where it's coming out of the middle here? We're just going to try this and see what happens here. So you get in there nice and tight. Get it in there deep. And just keep turning and pushing in until it either gives or doesn't. There we go. You see how that, what it is this is grabbing into that shaft and you're just basically breaking it out. Now we're just, all I'm doing right here is I'm just getting it nice and loose so that we can get it pulled out. And there you go. So now we need to give it a good cleaning with this guy. See all that extra stuff come out? Now it's nice and clean in there. Give it a second shot just in case. There we go. And then I put it on the glands wedge wheel and clean that area up, and we'll talk about it again. All right, you guys saw how discolored it was, right? Oh, let me do a little Casey Neistat thing here. Okay, maybe a little too much. Let's go back a little bit. There we go. All right, so you guys saw where there was a lot of flame, right? And what that tends to do is it discolors this area. Sometimes it wipes off, no big deal, and sometimes it doesn't. And there's been multiple different ways of taking this off. All right, the easiest way for me is using the unstitched buffing wheel with the glands watch or the yellow polish. Another way of doing it would be using this guy right back here. That's the wavy wheel. It's a little more aggressive and will leave this a little more satiny. So to kind of give you an idea, see how shiny this is? All right, so if I put it on this one, it tends to blend, and when I go a little deeper, it tends to blend everything together. Okay, not a bad look. It's nice and clean, particularly on a used golf club, and you could do that. Now, if you don't have these particular tools, I've used in the past thing called Barkeeper's Friend. All right, Barkeeper's Friend. It's an aggressive polish that you can use by hand, and you just get in there and you would clean it up. Does a really good job. If you're a car guy and you have like a, polish for the paint, I would think the same thing would apply. Last and very least would be those SOS pads, the Brillo pads that have the cleaning solution in them. And it would probably be a bit more aggressive on here, but as long as you can make it look uniform, you could get away with it. And so now that we have it. So now the inside's nice and clean, the outside's nice and clean, and we just have to reshaft it. So that's pulling a broken iron shaft with a regular tool. Hopefully you liked it. Like and subscribe. Swing and hit that bell so you get more of these notifications. And let's see your scores go low.